Hey guys, what's going on here? It is TRLegosfan back again for another Brickarms contributor pack review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Halo 4 Exile Collab pack from Brickcon 2013. Now, if you missed my Battle of New Alexandria collab pack review, you might be unfamiliar with the concept of contributor packs. Essentially, they were only made in limited qualities for the contributors of the collab MOC at the time. So unfortunately, this means that they were never made available for sale and most likely never will be. But anyway, there's a lot of cool weapons to take a look at here from the game of Halo 4, which of course the MOC was based off of. We got some prototypes, some regular production weapons, and an interesting production weapon with a special twist. Now, in case you're curious, here's a look at the collab MOC in question. And before we get started, a fun fact about this collab MOC, I was not actually able to attend the convention, which means that I had to ship my sections and contributions in the mail, which turned out to be unfortunate because they did not stay together very well. And the other contributors of the MOC had to put them together without any instructions. So it's a good thing the MOC turned out the way it did. Anyway, guys, that's about it for now, so let's get on to the review. So the first weapon we're going to be taking a look at here, guys, is the Brickarms XRG, which stands for Experimental Railgun. This was, of course, based off the railgun from Halo 4. Now, this weapon was part of a release called the X Series, which was a Brickarms release of production Halo weapons that came out in the fall of 2012, right around the time that Halo 4 dropped. So it was the perfect time to release a new wave of Halo Brickarms weapons. Now, I remember being very excited about this release myself because a lot of these weapons were prototypes for a long time, and it was very cool to finally see them come to production, making them more accessible for all Halo fans and MOC builders. Now, something cool about this weapon is it is still available on the Brickarms reseller websites. It's only for $1, so if you really want one, you can go get one for yourself. Now, this weapon also comes in an overmolded prototype form, but this one right here, like I said, is just the standard production version in solid black. Now, another cool feature about this gun is you can grip it on the underbelly with a minifigure hand, which is a common feature in a lot of Brickarms weapons. And again, like I said, this weapon is of course based off the railgun from Halo 4, which is a weapon I really enjoyed when the game came out. And speaking of, today, at the time of me recording this, Halo 4 actually just dropped on PC, and I'm really excited to play it again because while a lot of people didn't love that entry into the Halo series, I really enjoyed it and I definitely miss it. So that's it for the Brickarms XRG, a perfect Halo 4 weapon for a MOC based on a Halo 4 map. Up next, we've got ourselves another X-Series weapon, and you may recognize this one from my Battle of New Alexandria pack review. Here we've got the Brickarms XDMR, or Experimental Designated Marksman's Rifle. Now, of course, if you're a Halo fan, you'll know right off the bat that this is indeed based off the DMR from Halo. And my oh my, what a fantastic recreation it is. And like I said in my last video, this particular weapon is based off of the Halo 4 rendition of the DMR, which makes it a perfect addition to this pack. The DMR is one of my favorite weapons to use in Halo, not just because of its design, but because of how effective it is in battle. Naturally, because of this, the XDMR is one of my favorite Brickarms production weapons. And as you can see here, like the Brickarms XRG, you can actually clip the underbelly of this gun onto the hand of a minifigure as demonstrated by my Spartan 4 minifig here. This is, without a doubt, one of the coolest Brickarms Halo weapons, and you should definitely pick one up for yourself if you're interested, and I am very happy that it was included in this pack. So that's about it for all the common Brickarms weapons that appeared in this pack. Now, there are only 5 weapons in this pack, so it is a bit of a smaller one, but honestly, I think the cooler weapons that we're about to get into right here definitely make up for that. So the first of these cool weapons we're going to be taking a look at is this rendition of the Brickarms XBR4, which stands for Experimental Battle Rifle 4, denoting that it's a battle rifle from Halo, but the Halo 4 version. Now, this is just a production version of the weapon, but what makes this weapon stand out and a lot more rare is the very unique print. Around the time that this MOC was built and displayed at Brickcon 2013, Will came out with a new series of weapons specifically for the XBR4s, where he would print a series of blue and sometimes other colored lines on them to kind of give them a Tron-esque feel. Now, this particular XBR4 is very similar to the ones he released in that series, but with one key difference. the 2 orange stripes along the side of the gun that mirror the appearance of the gun in-game. This is just an extra little detail that makes the gun more accurate and unique to this pack. This pack is the only time these weapons have ever been seen, meaning that there are only 3 of them in existence. However, you never really know with this kind of stuff, so there could always be more of them floating around out there. That being said, regardless of the printing, the XBR4 is a great faithful recreation of its counterpart in Halo 4, which makes it a great addition to this pack. And finally, before we move on, I'd just like to demonstrate that like all the other weapons we've seen thus far in this pack, the XBR4 can be held by its underbelly in the hand of a minifigure. Alright guys, now we're getting on to the good stuff. We're going to be taking a look at the first of 2 overmolded prototypes that are included in this pack. This one, of course, being the overmolded Brickarms energy pistol. Now, this is actually one of the oldest Halo overmolds that Brickarms has ever designed. They first started showing up in around 2008 or 2009. I can't really say for sure which one, but that being said, it is still much older than any of the modern overmolds. But despite its age, this weapon still very much holds up to this day. It's a very accurate and faithful recreation of the plasma pistol from the Halo series. Now, the colors of this overmold really help to sell that point, seeing as how all the little details that are molded in lime green correspond to the parts of the gun that are lime green in the actual game. And of course, that purple on top really helps convey that classic Covenant art style and aesthetic, especially with this gun in particular. This is definitely one of the most rare Halo overmolds out there, so you can imagine my surprise when I learned that we would be getting one in this pack. For the final weapon of this pack, we have the overmolded Brickarms XLR, which stands for, of course, Experimental Light Rifle. Now, this is another weapon that had its debut in the Halo franchise in Halo 4. Also, this is the first and only Brickarms weapon so far that is based off the new faction in the Halo series, the Forerunner Prometheans. The production version of this weapon had its debut just shortly after the rest of the X series came out. Meanwhile, the overmolded prototype version is still quite rare. The colors featured in this particular overmold include a dark gunmetal and black swirl for the top and a solid red color for the core. Now, this makes it so that the light rifle we received in our pack stands out a bit from all the other overmolded light rifles, because typically they feature a trans red core instead of solid. I want to talk a little bit about the core of the weapon because it is very thin, which means a very precise injection is needed to make this overmold properly. But when that injection does go well, it goes really well because it results in a great recreation of an iconic weapon from Halo 4. Given that the light rifle was featured so heavily in the multiplayer side of Halo 4, seeing as how it was a basic loadout weapon that could be used in pretty much any map or game mode, I think it was a perfect addition for this pack, which again was made for a collaboration MOC based on a Halo 4 multiplayer level. So that's about it for all the weapons, so let's take a look at some of the extra goodies that were included in this pack. So the next item we're going to be taking a look at here is going to be really great, and that is the special Brickarms crate printed exclusively for this collaboration MOC. So, as you can see here, we've got a great titanium silver color for the crate itself, as well as all the extra little printed details. Now, the first of which I'm sure which stands out the most would be the yellow and black kind of caution tape lining the bottom of the crate. And of course above that on the left, we've got the Halo 4 UNSC logo. And of course next to that on the right, we've got the name of the MOC itself along with the name of the convention that it was displayed at. Those of course being Brickcon 2013 and the Halo 4 Exile collab. And before we spin this crate around and take a look at the back, I just want to remind you guys that the actual dimensions of the crate would be 2x6 by 2 standard Lego bricks. Now you will see that the back of the crate is indeed very similar to the front, except for one thing: it is missing the name of the collab and the convention. Of course, we can't forget about the function of these Brickarms crates. Aside from looking really awesome in MOCs, they can actually store several Brickarms weapons. In just a minute here, I'm gonna pop open this crate and show you how many Brickarms weapons can fit inside and still have room to spare. So the lid snaps off easily, and first up, we're gonna put in the light rifle from earlier. Fits right in there, and there's again plenty of room. Next up, we're going to add that printed battle rifle right in, and finally we're going to add in the Brickarms plasma pistol. Now these are all pretty small weapons, and as you can see here, there is actually still quite a lot of room left in the crate. So I think if I really wanted to, I could fit all the weapons from this collab pack inside without an issue. So that's pretty much it, a nice little souvenir from the MOC, and now we can move on to the last item. For the final item of this pack, we have the pack card itself. Now, if you guys aren't sure what that is, Brickarms, for a lot of their packs, includes a piece of paper like this in the bag with all the weapons to kind of denote what the pack is and what's going to be inside. Now, this is the standard type of paper that Brickarms uses for all of these pack cards. It's got white on the back, it's a little glossy on the front, and the paper is a little bit thick. Now, for the actual details of what's on this particular pack card, we've got a nice big Brickarms logo there, down in the bottom right, and of course on the top left, we have the name of the pack, the Halo 4 Exile Collab Pack, and the name of the convention, Brickcon 2013. Now, for the actual background of the pack card, we have an in-game screenshot of Exile from Halo 4, which again, this collaboration MOC was based off of. Well, that's about it, guys. Be sure to stick around for my final thoughts. Alright guys, well there you have it. That was a very special in-depth look / review at the Halo 4 Exile Collab Pack from Brickcon 2013. Now that's going to be it for this video, but if you liked it, feel free to subscribe to my channel because I got more Brickarms videos on the way. And of course, check out some of my older videos because you might find something there that you like. Also, of course, feel free to check out the links to all my social media in the description as well as my Twitch channel. I am streaming and have been streaming Halo streams every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you feel like that's something you might be interested in, why don't you check out the channel and stop by for a stream. Alright guys, well that's going to be it for today. Until the next video, TRLegosfan signing off.